Welcome to our deep dive into the intricate world of psychology. Real Talk with Tim here. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Today we unravel the intriguing connection between covert narcissism and depression. Surprisingly, these two seemingly disparate conditions may share more common ground than you might think. This video will guide you through the complex landscape of narcissistic personalities, their constant need for narcissistic supply, the crippling dysphoria they often experience, and the debilitating cycle that characterizes their lives. Stick with us as we explore the darker side of narcissism and its potential association with depressive disorders. Prepare to have your understanding of these mental health conditions expanded and deepened. Let's embark on this fascinating journey together. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Have you ever wondered if covert narcissists are often sad and depressed? This question leads us down a fascinating path into the complex world of narcissism and its potential link to depression. It's a journey that begins with the understanding of narcissism itself, a concept that has been an ongoing subject of discussion in the field of psychology. Many experts have come to view pathological narcissism as a form of depressive illness. This perspective, supported by the respected publication Psychology Today, provides an intriguing lens through which we can examine the impact of narcissism on an individual's mental health. The life of a typical narcissist is often marked by frequent episodes of dysphoria, a pervasive sense of sadness and hopelessness, anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure, and various clinical forms of depression. So, it appears that narcissism and depression might be more interconnected than we previously thought. Now, what fuels this narcissistic behavior? Well, the answer lies in something known as narcissistic supply. This term refers to the attention, admiration, and even fear or disdain that narcissists extract from those around them. It's like a drug for narcissists. They feed off it, and it helps to inflate their often fragile sense of self-worth. Imagine a scale. On one side is the narcissist's self-esteem, and on the other, their narcissistic supply. When the supply is plentiful, the scale is balanced and the narcissist feels a sense of worth. But when the supply runs low, the scale tips, and their self-esteem plummets. This narcissistic supply can come from various sources, be it their relationships, their work, or any social situation where they can command attention. It's not just about positive attention. Even negative reactions can serve as narcissistic supply, because it allows the narcissist to still be the central focus. But here's the catch. The narcissist's personality is disorganized, and their sense of self-worth is precariously balanced. They regulate their self-esteem by consuming this narcissistic supply from others. So, any threat to the continuous flow of this supply can compromise their psychological integrity and their ability to function. It's as if their very life is threatened. Think of a car running on fuel. The car can function smoothly as long as there's enough fuel. But what happens when the fuel runs low, or worse, runs out? The car sputters, struggles, and eventually stops. That's exactly how a narcissist reacts to a disruption in their narcissistic supply. Their mental state sputters, struggles, and can even come to a halt. This reliance on narcissistic supply to maintain self-esteem makes the narcissist vulnerable. They are constantly in search of this supply, and their actions are often driven by this relentless pursuit. It's a precarious existence where their self-worth is always on the line, always at the mercy of their supply. In essence, a narcissist's self-esteem hangs in the balance, precariously tied to their narcissistic supply. But what happens when a narcissist is deprived of their narcissistic supply? Well, let's delve into the depths of the narcissist's mind to understand the dysphoria they experience. One significant aspect of this dysphoria is what we refer to as self-punishing dysphoria. This stems from a deep-rooted self-loathing and doubt within the narcissist. Believe it or not, beneath the grandiose facade and self-absorption, the narcissist despises himself. He is painfully aware of his dependence on narcissistic supply, and he loathes this desperate addiction. Harshly judging his actions and intentions, he often punishes himself emotionally in a sadistic manner. This self-punishing dysphoria is a fundamental part of the narcissistic disorder. It's the hidden side of narcissism that many don't see, but it's crucial to understanding why narcissism is a defense mechanism for these individuals. Next, let's discuss loss-induced dysphoria. This is the depressive reaction that occurs when a narcissist loses one or more sources of narcissistic supply. Imagine the narcissist's world as a stage, and his narcissistic supply as the audience he performs for. When the applause stops, when the attention dwindles, the narcissist feels a profound sense of loss. This loss can also occur when there's a disintegration of a pathological narcissistic space, the social unit where the narcissist receives his much-needed admiration and attention. The loss of this space, these hunting grounds, can send the narcissist spiraling into a depressive state. Finally, we arrive at deficiency-induced dysphoria. This is the deep and acute depression that follows the loss of supply sources or a pathological narcissistic space. The narcissist mourns these losses and then grieves the inevitable outcome, the absence or deficiency of narcissistic supply. This type of dysphoria can be paradoxically energizing. It drives the narcissist to seek out new sources of supply, initiating a new narcissistic cycle. As we can see, the loss or deficiency of narcissistic supply can have significant impacts on a narcissist's mental state. The dysphoria can be consuming, driving the narcissist's actions and thoughts, and playing a significant role in their psychological makeup. So, how does a narcissist respond to these bouts of depression? Well, it all revolves around what we call the narcissistic cycle. This cycle is essentially a self-feeding loop that keeps the narcissist on a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. When a narcissist experiences dysphoria, whether it's due to self-punishment, loss, or deficiency, it's like a wake-up call. This deep-seated sadness and despair energize them, ignites a spark that drives them to seek out new sources of narcissistic supply. They are compelled to replenish their dwindling stock, to fill the void left by the loss or deficiency of supply. They go on a quest for attention, validation, admiration, anything that will restore their sense of self-worth and superiority. And so, the cycle continues, with the narcissist bouncing between bouts of depression and the frantic pursuit of narcissistic supply. In a way, the narcissist's cycle of depression and replenishment of narcissistic supply is a self-sustaining loop. So, are covert narcissists often sad and depressed? Let's recap what we've learned. Many experts, including those at Psychology Today, believe that pathological narcissism is a form of depressive illness. This is punctuated by bouts of sadness, an inability to feel pleasure, and clinical forms of depression. Narcissists often react to any fluctuation in their narcissistic supply with depression, as it threatens their sense of self-worth and psychological integrity. This is why they are so precariously balanced and reactive. We've also discussed the different types of dysphoria experienced by narcissists, such as self-punishing dysphoria, where they harshly judge their own actions and intentions, and loss-induced dysphoria, which is a depressive reaction to the loss of their sources of supply. Finally, we looked at the narcissistic cycle, where the loss of supply leads to acute depression, thus energizing the narcissist to seek out new sources of supply. In conclusion, while not all narcissists may be overtly sad or depressed, their constant pursuit of narcissistic supply and the resulting cycles of dysphoria suggest a profound internal struggle.